Hey everybody, how are you today? This is your old pal Boise with another daily sobriety vlog. There you go. Today's Saturday, June 6th. I have been sober for 14,312 days, 39 years, 3 months, 6 days. 470 days. Got a little cat t-shirt celebrating cats. I love cats, retro cats. I love cats. I love jazz cats. I love all kinds of cats. I love stray cats. They're a good band too. Everybody loves a good cat. You know what I'm saying? A rat-a-cat cat. That's right. That's where it's at, baby. Rat-a-cat cat. So, and it's really good to have pets. It's good it allows you to give yourself to something other than yourself. We do the same thing with our children, or we do the same thing with friends, loved ones. And cats become loved ones, right? Like I say, today's June 6th. I feel like grabbing the one day at a time, the happiness book. Woohoo! What do we got for June 6th? Well, listening to your heart. Good idea, right? I think so. And there we go. There's the heart right there. Listening to your heart means you are being truly interested, open, and attentive. It means wanting to listen, to learn, and be surprised without the need to discuss, interrupt, or advise. That's the hardest part, because I heard someone say this once in treatment, and it's true. It's one of those phrases that, make perfect sense. Like, the longest river in life is the river of denial. And you're living on the river of denial. And different plays on that word, but if you are talking, you're not listening. If you're not talking, you're listening. You can't do both at the same time. You can't talk and be underwater at the same time. So you gotta do one or the other. Listening with your heart means not imposing your point of view, but discovering what life is from a child's perspective. Not that the person who's telling you this, you're a kid and you don't understand. A child will listen because they're trying to learn, because there's a lot of things they don't know. They don't even have to tell you, of course I don't know this. You know they don't know it. They know you don't know it because they are coming to you for the information. So they are listening and gathering everything they possibly can. Later on, when they become a teenager, they may throw it in your face and go, you're full of shit, but that's a different story, because then you're trying to free yourself of being a child and you want to walk like a man or a woman and that kind of stuff. And like with me, I have a problem with authority. So that really came out of me quick at that age and never stopped, I don't think. It's listening with a sense of wonderment. And this is by Judy Ford. But today I will listen with my heart. I know that I really want a relationship. Everyone does. You want to be able to communicate and feel that you're being heard. Feel that you're needed. And feel that you can help someone and be needed yourself. I create a space that encourages communication, very important. I can create that space by being receptive and open to others, to their needs, and to the messages they communicate to me. In other words, like a radio station, even though you might broadcast something and you might want to tell somebody something, when they stop, you're running the tape because you're recording what they have to say because you want to make sure you retain it. So it's give or take, come and go. And the most positive word is yes, right? And yes, Yes is a fantastic band. I remember being a kid listening to Yes. And I was just a kid. I mean, I think I was maybe 11 when I heard Roundabout. So when you get a band like Yes and you hear their music and the way they're playing, you're like, oh my God, where did these guys come from? And their message seems so different. And this was before I started even doing drugs. We went for a little journey there. I had to get my coffee. Cheers. Before I started doing drugs and alcohol, even when I listened to Pink Floyd, it was before I was doing drugs and alcohol. So I was actually enjoying the music, and it opened me up. And Yes was incredible because Yes, it's the most positive word. It's a positive band. Oh my God, and their musicianship is incredible. And it's not just the same guys. There's a lot of different men that come and go from that group, and it's incredible what they create. They are the owners of the lonely heart. They are the big generators. They bring the drama. They are the relayers. In a roundabout way, they are close to the edge, round by the corner. If you're a Yes fan, you know what I just did there. But music can make you happy, and music communicates too. Music is a communication, so like when music is playing, you're not talking, you're open, you're picking it up, you're listening to it. Unless you're those type of people at a concert, that's the most amazing thing to me. I'll be at a concert listening, and someone will say, yeah, you know, Bob at work is just such a pain in the butt, I can't believe it. I'm glad he didn't come to this concert. Jesus, God, will you shut up? What are you doing? You're not at Starbucks sharing a coffee. You're at a concert. Do you do this at a movie theater? Do you talk in a movie theater? But there they are. I mean, it's like, and I mean like full conversations, not like, oh yeah, hand me one of those. I'll smoke that. Yeah, well, that's different. I was at a Whalers concert, and someone asked, what was it like? And it was incredible. I said it was like the communication that was coming off from that band that I was receiving was incredible. It was like going to church. It was like a religious experience. They had a couple original Whalers, you could tell, because their dreadlocks were completely gray. Yaman. And everyone else was a bit older and mature, but good musicians. And then the young guy who danced like Bob Marley, and he had the dreadlocks, and he sang just like Bob, and he played the guitar. Yeah, man. So it recreated the whole Bob Marley and the Whalers vibe, and their music, if you're familiar with their music, is incredible. And I'm the only one, I think, in the whole, well, at least in the group that was in the front row with me, that wasn't smoking. I mean, everyone's like, here you go, man. Hey, no thanks, I'll just pass it. Yeah, okay, cool. I didn't feel out of place. I didn't feel relegated. I didn't feel like a fish out of my water. I felt exactly like I was in my environment, and I was sober. Cheers. So if somebody says, can you have a good time and still be sober? Yes. Yes, you can. It's not like that one song where it's like, we don't have to take our clothes off to have a good time. Even that one doesn't quite register with me, unless it's someone's birthday party. That's a different kind of party. But anyways, you can lead your life in a very manageable way and open to communication with people. And when you find out that the more you're able to communicate, the more you're able to share, the more that person is going to communicate and share with you. And it's a give or take thing. And it's a wonderful experience. It really is. You are creating an environment that you actually want to live in. You are creating an environment that you're happy to be a part of. And you're creating an environment that's healthier, that can sustain yourself and your lifestyle better, your relationships better with your family members. And who wouldn't want that? But it takes effort. It takes the fear of rejection, because you may say stuff even from time to time that people are not going to agree with. But if you truly believe it, then say it. But be sincere and have the facts. Don't just have some silly opinion and think it's like, if you don't agree with me, it's a witch hunt and a hoax. What are you, a 9-year-old third grader that never studied for the exam? We already have one of those that dominates the news right now. You don't need that. I don't need that. We don't need that. For God's sakes. And that's not reality at all. you know? It's not reality. And then it affects our reality with this silliness. And you want to liberate yourself from that type of shackles, that type of narrow-minded thinking, that type of limited viewpoint. And don't pretend like you know everything. Don't. You don't. I mean, when you're a father and your kids come to you, they look at you like you know everything. Give them answers and be sincere. You don't have to tell them, look, well, man, I know you're coming here for advice, but Dad's an addict and he doesn't even have his shit together. Maybe you want to go talk to the neighbor. You give them the information that you feel is sincere enough that it will help them. Later on, they probably will figure out that you were an addict because there's certain ways you do that are different than their friends' dads. And there are certain things that you do that are different from people they know. And then they may even ask you later in their older years, is that the reason why? Because of what you went through and you went sober? Is that the reason why you talk about your emotions and your feelings? Because I'll guarantee that if you do that, they'll go to somebody else's house and their daddy ain't doing that. It's more of a rare thing. And that's why it makes it more of a treasure when people talk openly and honestly and more emotionally with each other, especially when they're family members, because you're probably like me and you came from a family that says, we don't say we love each other, we just know it. Feel better already? I don't. Like I always say, it's like 3 words, I love you, not we don't say we love each other, we just know it. Oh, 12 words, huh? Never bothered to count because I'm like, what a bunch of gibberish. Get to the point, right? It's like when you want, if you want to know an answer, what is it? Get to the point. You know? Let's cut to the chase. Let's give me the final answer. What's the bottom line? What is it going to be? What's the end result going to be? What are our goals? What are we going for? We all do it. So it's real simple. I love you. Oftentimes we don't even say it to a person we love. Or we do it in a real brushed off manner like, oh, you know I love you, right? Yeah, you know, right? Yeah, okay, all right, good. We go with that? All right, good. And if that sounds familiar, just go ahead and say, I love you. Whether it's your father, your mother, your husband, your wife, your kids, you know. We might say something like that after someone's gone and wish we had said something to them when they were alive. It was the greatest feeling for me to be able to say that to my father in the last 12, 15 years of our relationship together before he passed. To mend all the damage that him and I created, and I created a lot. I did more than my fair share. At the end of every conversation on the phone, I love you too. Without hesitation, I love you, Dad, I love you too. And it was a really cool feeling. And it was a feeling that you actually looked forward to. You expected it almost. Like when I live by the ocean, so when the waves are 2 feet high and coming in and you're going into the water and you see the wave, you expect to feel that wave. When it brushes past you, you think, what was that? You expect to feel it. You expect to know it. I love you, Dad. I love you too. Oh my God, that's like gold. Looks like I got a little cat problem again. Hold on, I'm gonna have to divide up these two.